Assalamu alaikum. I'm just in Boundary Lane Masjid in Hamilton in New Zealand. As you can see, there's so many flowers where the non-Muslims have actually come and placed flowers in remembrance of the victims of the massacre in New Zealand. As you can see just behind me, this is a huge community centre, alhamdulillah, and you also have a masjid here. A long time ago, this masjid was actually set on fire by racists, subhanallah. And this is a very small town of around 100,000 people. You only have 3 very small masajid in the whole town. And subhanallah, in the other masjid I went to for Fajr, they actually said that the racist, the terrorist that actually massacred the people in Christchurch, he actually came to the masjid about 3 weeks ago. Subhanallah, that is a really scary thought, to think that this animal was actually in the masjid in Hamilton only three and a half weeks ago. Subhanallah. So this guy, maybe he's been going around having a look at the different mosques, thinking where he can commit his crime, where he can actually kill as many people as he can, and it just so happens to be that he actually chose Christchurch on the day. SubhanAllah, but it's a very scary thought to think that there's such criminals, such horrible, evil people on the loose in our society, SubhanAllah. So please make dua for the dawah here. Alhamdulillah, subhanallah, I just had a conversation with a local policeman. He was such a nice man, subhanallah. He was saying, look, he's been made by the government now to hold a gun, and he doesn't want to have a gun because this isn't who New Zealand are, you know, but out of necessity now, because these idiots on the loose, you know, the police are having to wear guns. What's interesting, the policeman also told me that he never voted for Labour before, but because of the Prime Minister and how good she's been, how good she's actually dealt with the situation, he's very impressed with her, subhanallah. And a lot of the New Zealand community here are so impressed with the Prime Minister. They feel, the policeman told me that they feel a sense of what did he say now? He was saying that they just feel very responsible. Like, how can this happen to Muslims, you know, under their watch, basically, under their, you know, in their land, you know, in New Zealand, you know. So they feel very guilty, really, about what's happened, and this is why you've had such a huge response from the non-Muslim community, paying their respects and showing their support. So please stay tuned for this actual trip in New Zealand. I'm going to be visiting many different masajid, many different community centres, giving reminders, trying to get people motivated for dawah. Of course, people are, you know, alhamdulillah, people have been wearing hijab, etc., but that's not enough. We have to share the message of Islam. People have to hear the message of Islam. Alhamdulillah, people are ready to hear the message. I was just speaking to the policeman about Islam. I gave him my booklet. He was very happy. He said he wants to learn about Islam. He needs to learn about Islam so he can know more about his neighbours. So inshallah, this is what we're going to be promoting on this trip. And then hopefully in a few days I'm going to be going down to Christchurch as well, visiting the community there, and we'll see how it goes. So stay tuned. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.